In a world that never stops pulling at his mind, in a life that drains his spirit, a man needs more than just love. He needs a place where he can breathe again. He can fight battles outside, wear the armor every day, face the noise, the pressure, the endless demands. But when he comes to you, when his eyes meet yours, when he steps into your presence, he should feel the war is over. He should feel safe, not judged, not tested, not drained, safe. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." But sometimes a man's soul is too weary to build that retreat alone. That is where you come in. Your presence, your touch, your words can become that quiet retreat. Imagine rain after a long drought, soft, soothing, bringing life back to dry earth. That is the kind of presence that can draw him closer than any grand gesture ever could. Think of the world he walks in every day. It's like a battlefield. He must stay strong, keep moving, hide the cracks no one else sees. But when he is with you, he should not need the armor. You should be the place where he can set it down without fear, the place where his heart feels understood, the place where his guard drops not because he has to, but because he wants to. That is how attraction deepens beyond the surface. That is how love becomes unshakable. Too many believe that winning a man's heart is about constant effort, proving, chasing. But the truth is, a man will be drawn like a magnet to the woman who feels like home. A home is not loud, not demanding. It is warm, it is steady, it welcomes without question. And when you give him that, you are not losing yourself. You are stepping into a power that very few understand. Because in his world of noise, you become his silence. In his world of weight, you become the place where he is weightless. And this, beautiful woman, is the life of a queen. A queen does not compete for attention. She becomes the place he never wants to leave. A queen does not force her way into his heart. She builds a space where his heart wants to stay. And once you become that space, you will see, no matter how chaotic his world gets, his steps will always find their way back to you. If this message touched your heart, if it reminded you of the love and power you hold inside, then take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you content that lifts you, guides you, and reminds you of the queen you were always meant to be. And together, we will keep building a place where your worth is never forgotten. Number 1. The harbor where his storm finally breaks. When the storms in his life grow too loud, when the weight on his shoulders feels too heavy, he needs a place where the waves can finally rest. He can battle the world from sunrise to sunset, wear a brave face when everything inside is aching, but when he steps into your presence, the noise should fade. He should feel like he has reached the shore after a long, restless voyage. He should know that here, in your arms, the fight is over. Seneca once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." And beautiful woman, you must understand, he spends each day fighting battles that courage alone cannot quiet. The way you look at him, the way you listen without judgment, the way you hold him without asking him to prove anything, these become his harbor. Imagine a sailor after months at sea, skin burned from the sun, body aching from storms. The moment he sees the coastline, the moment his feet touch solid ground, he breathes differently. That is what you can be for him, a place where his soul finally exhales. He does not need another storm in the place where he should rest. He does not need the same harsh winds he already faces outside. He needs warmth that melts away the cold. He needs your words to feel like sunlight after days of rain. He needs to feel that when he's with you, there are no battles to fight, no masks to wear, no weight to carry. That is how trust grows so deep it cannot be broken. That is how love becomes the place he runs to, not from. And when you learn this truth, you begin to see your own power. You are not just the woman he loves. You are the ground beneath his feet when the seas are wild. You are the calm in his chaos, the stillness in his storms. This is not weakness. This is the quiet strength of a woman who knows that in a world that exhausts him, she becomes the one thing that heals him. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I am the harbor where his storm finally breaks. If this message stirred something inside you, if it reminded you of the strength and grace you hold, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons to help you reign in love and in life. Number 2. The voice that cuts through his chaos. When the world gets loud, it can feel like he is walking through a storm of voices, demands, and endless noise. He hears the clashing of expectations, the constant hum of responsibility, the sharp edges of pressure that never seem to end. In all of that chaos, what he needs most is not another loud voice adding to the storm. It is a voice that cuts through it, a voice that doesn't fight for attention but commands peace, a voice that steadies his heart the moment he hears it. Seneca once said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." And when it comes to love, kindness in your voice can be the most powerful thing you give him. Not just softness, but a strength that tells him he is safe, he is understood, he is not alone. Think of it like a lighthouse in the dark. The sea can roar, the winds can howl, but that beam of light remains steady. No matter how far he drifts, he knows exactly where to look to find his way back. That is what your voice can be to him, his lighthouse, his signal that the shore is near and safety is waiting. Picture this. He comes home with the weight of the day pressing on his shoulders. The world has demanded his focus, his patience, his strength. And then he hears you speak, not with judgment, not with demands, but with a tone that melts away the tension. It is not about the perfect words, it is about the feeling your voice carries. A feeling that says, you can rest here, you don't have to fight here. That is how trust is built. That is how attraction deepens in a way that can't be faked. This beautiful woman is the life of a queen. A queen does not shout to be heard. She speaks in a way that makes him want to listen. She doesn't just talk, she heals with her words. And when you master that, you don't just hold his attention, you hold his heart. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My voice is his peace. Let the world know you are done being just another noise. Your presence speaks in a way the world never can. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that help you reign in love and in life. Number 3, the keeper of the secrets. He's afraid to show. There is a side of him that no one else sees. The world sees his smile, his strength, his confidence. But behind closed doors, there are battles in his mind, fears in his heart, memories that still haunt him. He carries them quietly because he believes no one will understand. He hides them because he fears being seen as weak. And yet, deep down, he longs for a place where he can let go, where his truths are safe, where his heart is guarded, not judged. As Seneca once said, sometimes even to live is an act of courage, and for him, opening up is the bravest thing he can do. You have the power to be the keeper of those secrets, to hold what he shares as if it were gold, precious, rare, irreplaceable. Imagine a locked chest deep in the ocean, holding treasures the world will never touch. That is what his trust should feel like in your hands, protected, honored, never betrayed. He spends his days wearing armor, moving through a world that expects him to be unshakable. But even the strongest man needs a place where he can be soft. When you listen without cutting him off, when you hold his gaze without judgment, when you give him your full presence, you become more than a lover. You become his sanctuary, and in a world that exhausts him, nothing is more powerful than a woman who can make him feel safe enough to be real. Do not mistake this for weakness. This is the deepest strength. A queen is not only powerful in her own right, she is powerful enough to guard the heart of the man who trusts her. She understands that attraction is not just about beauty, it is about connection, loyalty, and the rare gift of feeling truly understood. When you are the keeper of his secrets, you are not just in his life, you are in his soul. And once a man feels that, he will hold on to you with a devotion that nothing can shake. Queens, your presence should say, "You can tell me anything, and it will never be used against you." That is the power of being his safe space. That is the kind of love that makes him always come home. Write this in the comments and claim it. His trust is safe with me. We are working hard to bring you lessons that change love, change life, and change the way you see yourself forever. Number 4. The anchor that holds when his world tilts. When the ground shakes beneath his feet and the weight of the world threatens to pull him under, he is not looking for another battle. He is looking for something or someone steady enough to hold him in place. In the storms of his life, he doesn't need a voice that tells him to toughen up. He needs a presence that reminds him he's already strong, but that he doesn't have to fight alone. Epictetus once said, "No great thing is created suddenly." And safety, real safety and love, is built the same way, little by little, with trust, with patience, with a kind of consistency that doesn't waver when the wind changes. You can be that for him, not by fixing every problem, not by solving every challenge, but by being the anchor when his world tilts. Think of a ship caught in heavy waves. The sea is loud, the wind is violent, and every direction looks uncertain. But an anchor sinks deep, holding the ship steady even when the storm is at its worst. That is what your love can be. Not the storm, not the wave, but the unshakable point he knows will hold, no matter how hard the wind blows. When you are that anchor, he will not drift away. He will always find his way back. This is not about losing yourself in his struggles. It's about creating a space where he feels strong enough to take off his armor. The world will test him, demand from him, and exhaust him. But when he comes to you, he should feel the fight is over. He should feel that with you, there is no mask to wear, no part of himself that needs hiding. That is the kind of connection that draws him closer without force. Beautiful woman, this is the life of a queen. Not a queen who rules with fear or demands, but a queen who reigns with the kind of presence that makes him feel at home in a world that constantly pushes him away. Your steadiness, your patience, your calm, these are not small things. They are the very things that keep love alive when everything else tries to pull it apart. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I am the anchor he can hold on to when the world tilts. If this spoke to your heart, if it reminded you of the power you already hold, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you lessons that don't just inspire you, but help you build the kind of love that lasts. Number 5. The touch that silences his battles. Have you ever noticed how one simple touch can quiet a storm inside a man? Not the kind of touch that demands, not the kind that tries to fix, but the kind that says without words, "You're safe now." In a world where he fights battles every day, where he must hide his struggles and carry his weight in silence, your touch can be the place where all those battles end. Sometimes he doesn't need answers, he doesn't need solutions. He needs to feel that for one moment, the war is over. Seneca once said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. And for the man you love, your kindness can be the balm that heals wounds no one else can see." Imagine a weary soldier stepping off the battlefield. His armor is heavy, his steps are slow. Then a hand rests gently on his shoulder, not to push him forward, but to let him know he can finally stop. That is what your touch can do. Your touch can be like warm sunlight breaking through after endless days of rain. It can be like a fire on a cold night, not burning too bright but steady, enough to remind him that no matter how harsh the world gets, there is still a place where he belongs. And when you give him that, you create something far deeper than attraction. You create trust. You show him that with you, he does not have to be the unshakable man the world expects. He can be human. He can rest. Beautiful lady, this is where you step into a higher kind of love. Not the love that competes for his attention, but the love that becomes his sanctuary. A queen does not chase a man. She becomes the place he chooses to come back to again and again. And once you become that place, he will never forget it. Queens, hear this truth. Your touch can silence the loudest battles inside him. Write this in the comments and claim it. My touch is his peace. And if this spoke to your heart, if it reminded you of the power you hold, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons so you can build a love that is strong, deep, and unshakable. Number 6. The door. He opens without fear of locks. There is a door in every man's heart. Most people never get past it. On the outside, it looks strong, locked, impossible to enter. That's because he has learned to guard it. He has built it from years of carrying weight alone, years of hearing too many demands, years of being told to be strong, even when his soul felt tired. But deep inside, he hopes for one thing, that he can open that door without fear of judgment, without fear of being hurt, without fear of losing himself. Seneca once said, "A great soul is not afraid to show its scars, but a man will only show those scars if he feels safe enough." And safety is not built with big promises. It is built with moments. It is built when you listen without interrupting. It is built when you hold him without asking him to explain. It is built when your presence tells him, "You can be yourself here, and I will not turn away." Think of a tired traveler in the middle of a storm. He has been walking for miles, the wind cutting against his face, the rain soaking through his clothes. Then, in the distance, he sees a warm house with its lights glowing. The door is open, no locks, no guards, just warmth waiting inside. That is what you can be for him, the open door where he can step inside and finally exhale. This is the kind of connection that makes a man stay, not because he has to, but because he wants to. This is what turns attraction into loyalty, what turns love into something unbreakable. Because when a man knows he has a place where his heart is safe, he will protect it with everything he has. And now, beautiful woman, this is where you step into the life of a queen. A queen is not just loved for her beauty, she is cherished for the way she makes him feel at peace in a world that keeps trying to wear him down. When you become that door, he opens without fear. You are no longer just a part of his life. You become the place he calls home. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I am the door he opens without fear. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons, building a space where love, trust, and strength grow together. Number 7. The peace that outshines the whole world. Have you ever noticed how a man can stand tall in front of the whole world, but when he comes home, the weight in his eyes tells a different story? He can walk through storms, carry the burdens, face the noise, and still not show a crack. But deep inside, he longs for peace. Not just quiet, not just rest. The kind of peace that makes his soul unclench. The kind of peace that outshines the whole world. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." In a world that constantly pushes him to be more, earn more, prove more, Imagine being the place where he doesn't have to prove anything, where he doesn't have to hide the fatigue in his heart, where he can look at you and feel the pressure slip away like sand falling through his fingers. That is a gift no riches can buy, no victory can match. Think of a man crossing a desert under the burning sun. Every step is heavy, the heat pressing down, the air dry and harsh. Then he finds an oasis, clear water, cool shade, air that soothes his lungs. That is what you can be for him in this exhausting world. Not just a break, but the very place that revives him. Not an escape, but a home for his heart. Too many believe attraction is about constant thrill, endless effort, or proving you are worth staying for. But deep love is built in the spaces where he can exhale without fear. When he sees that with you, there is no battle to win, no mask to wear. He will hold onto you tighter than he holds anything else. Because in a world that demands, you are the only one who simply accepts. And this is where you step into your crown. A queen does not chase noise. She becomes the peace that silence cannot match. A queen does not beg for his attention. She becomes the place he chooses over the whole world. And when you give him that kind of sanctuary, his heart will never wander. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I am the peace that outshines the whole world. If this message touched you, like this video and subscribe. We are working hard to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons so you can reign in love and in life.